Hi, everybody. Um, so it's after payday. Um, as you can see, I have done a little bit. A couple nights ago, there was an incredibly cold wind just blowing through here, and I thought if I don't get something up there, it's not going to work. But I didn't get this till today, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this up. Um, what I did do was it's a blanket about last year to do the exact same thing. This year I've got it held up by clothes pegs. Um, they're colorful clothes pegs. It's kind of cool. Um, but they're clothes pegs to like whatever I could get up there. Mostly just the pink stuff. And one um, magnet. And one magnet on the far side. So just a little update. I had a lot of pink stuff to cover up the very back of my van. This is the back doors. And I had enough to go through the middle, which is really the important part because that's where the air is coming through. And I have a slight little, you can see it from the light. I have a slight bit down here, and I have a sort of a corner on that side, like a big corner about this big at the top that is not covered by pink insulation. But pink insulation is just of the one of the many layers that we use on the back of my van. It was it was very chilly, and it just came right through the boards the other day, and you could see it like the everything was moving. It was just so windy and cold, and I don't like windy and cold, so I put up the blanket. The blanket is really doing well. It is going all the way to the bottom, all the way to the sides. The only problem is this area here. This is where my bed is. This is where the head of my bed is, and this is my CPAP machine. This structure here, it holds my CPAP machine. It's got books down the sides. Um, it is too close to the pink insulation so that I can't get the blanket down back behind it. It's one of the things I should have done first. And I remember doing it now. I remember last year thinking, oh, yeah, I should put that first next year. So, because it didn't, I'm not going to have that benefit. But that's okay because this is a very big open area. I put extra blankets in there usually. So that'll be warm enough. And if it does get like windy and cold, then my heater's going to be on. So my temperature is here is going to be good. So then I can take my top layers of my bed and put it in there. I don't want any more extra blankets because the amount of time that happens is really, really small. So it's not worth it. Also, if it really got bad and I couldn't fix it, I could take my CPAP machine out and move it to the other end where the heater is. There's a little table where that heater is, and I could put my CPAP machine there and lie with my head that direction. I mean, it just doesn't affect anything, and that would only be in the very coldest months. And I haven't done that yet. And this is going to be my third winter in here, so I'd say I'm probably okay with that. So today I have some tuck tape, and there's a few things that I want to do. There's a leak over on the side, and it's just coming down from the ceiling, and it happens all the time. So I'm gonna go in and cut in and see if I can fix that. But maybe instead of having it like this, I can have it like this so that it can fall down behind the board. Because then I can just scoot down the board and it won't be a problem. Because right now it's just a problem because it's like right next to my bed. In previous years it was not. Last year it was next to my bed, but the first year it was in behind counters because my bed was at the very back, so there was counters over here. Last year there was not, and it's got this weird drip, and I'm not sure why. So I thought if I can change it from being the rooftop up after and put it sort of like the rooftop first, so it goes down the roof, because that's what it is. It's condensation behind the roof topping, and it's sliding down the side and then coming through at opportune spots in the plastic. So that's what's going to happen. So right now I am going to put up this last piece of protection. Yeah, that's it. Put up this last piece of protection. So I did have it put up with that paper tape, thinking that was going to be fine, and of course it's not. So this is tuck tape. This is the stuff that I have already on my ceilings right here. It should be fine. I don't know what to say about it. That's what it's going to be. So I'm going to put it up clear as easy as I can, but like directly to the roof, so that it's going to have a little bit of overlap coming up. And this is going to be lovely. 20 minutes. Oh, I found the edge. So far my taping is 50-50. I get part of it on, but not all of it. Which is part of the reason I'm doing like little pieces and not like straight across. If I did it straight across, it would be neater and it would be, you know, but this way I'm overlapping it and I'm using a lot more tape, but also the errors can be fixed easy. And there will be errors because I'm just a plain old usual human that does things the best I can. So it's been pretty good for November in Ontario. We're doing, you know, rather well weather-wise. It's been fairly warm. There's been a few cool evenings, so I've been able to use my heater a couple of times, so I know that what's going on is working. It's all working well. Much nicer than like the plain white or the clear see-through one. And originally I got the blue stripes because I had a clear background. No. A clear plastic cover is what I had, so I could see through and see the stripes a little easier. And this time I thought this would be fun. It's a shower curtain, not a drop sheet. So last year I got a drop sheet. This year I got a shower curtain. The whole idea was thin plastic. It has to be thin because, quite frankly, I can't get anything else in between. The whole idea was to have only a little space in the back here. And that's what it is. There's just a little ton of space there. I'm pretty sure that I'm not being very straight about this either. I think it doesn't really matter. What matters is just that it's going up, that I'm getting 90% of it. Not bad. Not bad. It's been so far so good. So it's late afternoon. I spent a few hours with my babes this morning. Oh my goodness. She's 20 months old now, and she's a treasure. But I think she's got some teething going on because she just wasn't herself today. Didn't want anything to do with grandma. And I mean, you can't take that personally. She's 20 months old. She's not saying that to hurt your feelings or anything. She just wants her mama. She wants her comfort. So today, my daughter and my granddaughter and I went to the library, and my daughter was in a part of a knitting group, and we call it Mummy's play group. So my daughter gets to go in and do her knitting or crocheting or whatever, and do them people time, and they're adults and stuff. And we go to the library, so there's books, there's toys, there's the computer. It's all good. There's balls. She loves it. Crayons. She's in a crayoning thing where she just absolutely loves crayoning right now. So we go there, and often we go there once a week for her. And normally grandma's fine. Normally grandma is just fine. We walk around, we'd play. She occasionally goes over to mama, but today it was like, I'm coloring. Okay, but I want to color with mama now. So she just gets down and she goes off, and everything we found to play with, it was fine. But then she had to go take it to see her mama. So I mean, I think she's just not feeling it today. She's like teething. She also fell down, so that she was a little bit grumpy, and you know, I felt for her, the poor little darling. So ways in, usually she gets like some computer time at home to watch Elmo, or Big Comfy Couch. I think those are the two that they're sort of on at the moment. And Tab just sort of leaves it in the back, so that there's some learning to be had, but you know, she plays around. Plays with toys, crayons, whatever, and then they sort of have it on the background. So I tend to try to keep her away from that at the library, because you know, something different. There's tons of things to do, and I'm right there watching her. You know, like there's no need to have that kind of thing on for like 10:30. Yeah, so an hour and a half. We're there for an hour and a half. She could go without Elmo for an hour and a half. She loves Elmo. She has fun. But today was one of those days where she just needed, you know, she needed to settle down, have a hot chocolate, read a book. You know, that kind of comfort for me is the kind of comfort she needed. So I went and turned on Elmo on the computer, which is the first time I've done that for her. But she just sat on my lap and watched Elmo. Then she got down and got a book and came back and sat on my lap and you know, like played with the book, but didn't really read the book. She's not 2 yet. She's not reading. But, you know, she's just relaxing and, you know, playing with the book. And, you know, like that's pretty much what she needed. She just needed to sit back and relax and be as comfortable as she can be. And we were probably there for like 10 minutes. Because I think I put a half an hour show on, and it was just like a third of the way through when my daughter was done. And she's like, yeah, okay, we can go now. Like, if I had said earlier, hey, you know, we need to leave, she's not doing so good, or any reason, I don't want to be here, we're going to leave, Tabitha, my daughter, would happily say, yes, absolutely, we'll leave. Whatever the babe needs, she gets. But also, having this time for her is really nice for her mental health. And if I can keep my granddaughter busy for that hour and a half I mean, last time we went, it was an hour and we left early because she needed something to eat. And I didn't think that. I wasn't thinking that she needed food more often, even though I'm a snacker. I'm a snacker. I eat food all the time, but I forgot while we were there that she was going to get, so she was sort of dwindling. And I said, hey, what's going on? And she's like, food. I'm like, oh yeah, food. So this time though, it was just under the weather, getting new teeth in, whatever the thing was, sitting there cuddling, watching Elmo was making her happy. And, she was actually sitting there watching Elmo instead of like having it sort of go on around her. She was sitting there and watching the things happen. So, that's obviously one of those, I can't deal with anything else today. So we were just only sitting there for like 10 minutes. And then my daughter's like, okay, like we're going home now. And then would feed her and put her down. So she's at one nap a day, usually, So then I came to one of my favorite spots. So my daughter lives like 18 minutes away from this spot where I'm staying right now. And it's about 20 minutes from the town that I like to stay in. Has the good Walmart, and it has all the good stores and stuff like that. And so this is like a halfway point where I like to stay overnight when I'm going to my daughter's the next day. Also, it's open. It's open and it's a park, and there's hardly anybody here. There people come in and go, but it's not very busy this time of year. So I came in here and I just sat down with my phone and just did nothing. I'm just so exhausted. I'm not sure if it's spending time with the baby or if it's just, the way I'm going to feel from now on. But these days just are exhausting. I mean, even after work, if I work for 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours, I had a little nap before I drive. I'm just getting tuckered out. So, I know. I need to get up and walk more. I know that. Everybody tells me that. Everybody but me. I used to be a really, really good hiker. Before 2020, my daughter and I, we would go camping all the time. I camped in a tent and she camped in a hammock. And then my nephew would come and one of my other friends would come, her other friends would come, and we did overnight camping and backwoods camping, and we did canoe camping and stuff. Just, whoever likes to come can come. And then hiking and whatever we're gonna do. I mean, yeah, I was always the older one, the one that had trouble getting up the hills, the most overweight. But yeah, I held them back, sure, but I didn't quit. And now I'm like, I could go for a walk. I could absolutely go for a walk, but I don't know that I could go for a hike. I think the first time I was like going up a hill, I'd be like, no, thanks. I need to sit down. And it's not just that I'm tired. It's just that your body has no gas, like absolutely none. It'd be like you could try to go farther, but your legs just don't have any energy to continue to lift. Your body gets too heavy. It just gets exhausting. So, I mean, part of that is just I haven't done it in a while. And part of that is like I'm a sick older woman and I have a lot of weight. Because I eat my stress. Big old stress eater. I am not concerned about my weight. I am way overweight, but I'm not like, oh gosh, I'm so fat, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Um, I'm definitely overweight, but I'm comfortable. Like I'm not thinking I have to diet, I have to lose weight. No, it would be nicer if I weighed less. Sure. I am going to celebrate if I lose weight. Sure. But I've got this great big minnow belly I mean, I try to eat healthy. I do. Um, and I could try to eat healthy for like a month and then have a couple cookies and I'm just right back with a big old belly. You don't lose a whole lot of weight, even if you're really good for a month. So, you know, it's one of those things where I need a somatic something or other. I don't know what it is, but I just don't want to get scammed by the people on the internet. I know that the problem is if it's really good, people put it behind a paywall. Obviously, no problem. Um, but nowadays, everybody's an entrepreneur. And so if they find out the real truth, then they're just going to sell it. Instead of like, oh, I know the truth, I'm going to put it on Facebook or whatever. This one's a tough piece. It's not going in there nicely at all. There we go. I got it. I got it. Now I'm not going too far down the walls either because there's things in the way. There's things like I have my old sheets in a container in a bag. I have my camping backpack and stuff like that, all holding it down. So it's not gonna go a lot in the wind. And same with the other side. This side I'm only gonna put down like so far, and then the blankets will keep it in the spot they need to be. It's like everything's caught in this corner right here. I can't. I don't want to wreck anything just to make it work. And also, that's the really nice thing about this being my home and I can do anything I want to it. If this is not going to be warm enough, I can make adjustments later. But I'm not sure that I'm going to need a whole lot of adjustments because this worked last time. But last time I was in New Brunswick. This is my first winter in Ontario in a van. I'm looking forward to it. Oh yeah, that's, oh. And I'll tell you something, there's another really exciting thing, is that I built it, that I did all of this. This is all my doing. I did this. So it's kind of exciting. Oh yeah, my daughter definitely helped. Okay, next thing I want to do is fix my roof. There's a few things that I have been doing in my roof. For instance, this hole here holds right now a bunch of my lights. to make it fit properly. This is loose. And I just cut. I cut a strip across this direction because this is sagging. Like it's pulling away from the roof. So I can just straighten it up. So when I look at it, it's not so damn annoying. Here it is. Okay, I think the spot I want to fix. See, I've got like 4 or 5 layers of the tuck tape already on there from last year because it sort of found a couple spots in here to come downwards. So now I'm going to try to, this is going to be sort of a new one for me because I have not done it, but it makes sense to me. So it's probably going to work fine. Probably going to work fine. This is the for the heater, for the diesel heater. I used some alien tape and put it on an L shape thing so that when I'm in bed I can see it and see what the temperature is. So I don't have to get out of bed and go, oh, what's the temperature? And also I can reach it from lying down. Because quite frankly, this time of year, it's really nice to have more control. At night, I go to bed, and if it's like 14, I won't bother to turn it on. But if it's going down to like 9, I have to turn it on. So then there's that, you know, like, okay, if it's 14 when I go to bed, what temperature is it when I wake up? If it's like 9, then I'm going to turn it on. Even if it's for a couple of minutes, especially in the morning, it's just a little bit. Okay. Now my plan is to change the way the water's flowing, which isn't going to be really easy because there's not a lot of overhang for the roof. I mean, where I cut it, it was like right in the middle there. So what I'm going to do now is try to keep that behind by very gently making it so that it doesn't move. Making it stay sort of okay, that one has to be fixed. I'm trying to keep them really loose, but I'm also trying to get them to cover completely so the water will stay and go down. I'm not sure how well that'll do. But right now there's only a drip that comes down over here, so we'll see. We'll wait and we'll see. So that was kind of nice. That was easy. I think that's all the ones that I had to do over here on the roof. I think the only ones that I have to do now are above the stove. So we have a very large piece that's come down. I also pulled some of this down over the summer so I could put magnets up underneath there. So it's not like it's breaking, it's just just being reused for something else. So the last time I did this, I did use tuck tape. I used the aluminum tape, and it's terrible. This is not what it's good for. It's really good on the straight areas, like this piece. It's absolutely fabulous on a straight area, but when it comes to like this kind of a join where it's not straight, it didn't hold up so well. It didn't really hold up so well. So this is another area over here where I get a lot of water dripping down from above. And so I'm going to try to make sure that it's completely covered. And then also I get it from like above the, oh frick, there's a word for it. Above the cabin, there's that, there's a formed thing there already that I didn't take out. And it just, can't think of the word. But that's where that's where some water comes in. I'm not being careful around the second door. The first door I'm going to all of the time. But the second door I'm not being careful because I don't open it, even in the summer. So that's pretty much done. And then all I got this part. Is this part. Oh. I don't think it could hurt to have a little bit more holding that up. Alright, that's better. I have some extra clips up here for when I was making the bathroom. When I was trying to put in a tub a while ago, tub did not work. The shower curtain rods stayed. But I occasionally use them, so I'm going to keep them there for now. Remember I said I wasn't going to make any long ones because they don't fit properly? Well, they don't. That was a longer one and it did not fit properly. All right, that's it. No problem opening the door. Looking good. And if anything leaks, I can just put some more of this on it. So, thanks for hanging around and going through that last step with me. I can't think of anything else that needs winterizing. That's about it. And this is how it'll stay. Moving my food was a really good idea. Things are much cooler in the back room. There's between 5 and 10 degree difference when my heater is on between up here where we're living and on the ground. I have a heater, I have a thermometer over there back in the corner just to see how cold it is. And so in behind the where my food is in the cupboard, it's doing very well. That's about it. I gotta find my Christmas stuff so I can decorate for Christmas. I took Halloween down. I like to wait until after November 11th. Veterans Day. So, Puppy Day. To start decorating. In the past, when my kids were growing up and we were a family, I had to wait until December 1st. But now, I can do it anytime I want to. And also, the fun thing about it is, I just can get out what I was using last year, and then I can add whatever I want to this year. I can add some more stuff if I want to. But same thing, I'm just going to decorate that one area because there's a lot that goes on in my house. Like, there's open bins, and there's Kleenex that stands straight up, and there's like all these things that are necessary for my day-to-day that it just work for me. But then to add decorations on top of that, of things just sitting there just to sit there. I already have things to sit there just to sit there, and it's a lot. So for my mental health, I'm going to be decorating just this front area in my in the cabin of my vehicle. Because that worked out really well for Halloween. And that's what I'm going to do. And it's my house. It's my teeny tiny house on wheels. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great day. Bye.